It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
With Kenny the Jet Smith and the Big Aristotle, Dr. Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Detroit Pistons going up against the Indiana Pacers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. For Indiana, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball. Looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. And we'll get to see Paul George in this one. Obviously, we saw the terrible leg injury he suffered, but he has done more than just come back. In some ways, he's come back better than ever, hasn't he, Kenny?
Yeah, that's impossible almost. I mean, you think about the horrific scare that we all had watching him go down, and he's taken his game to another level, taking central control of the offense, and now he plays incredible defense. How do you do that, Shaq? How does a guy have that kind of injury and be able to come back with that kind of confidence?
Well, it's called heart. The guy has a big heart, and not only that, Kenny, you can respect this as a shooter. His improvement in the three-point shot has been a game changer for him. He's clearly one of the elite talents in the league right now after that injury. I'm happy for him.
Love that Paul George story. Time now for tip-off. Kevin Harlan's got the call.
Prez, how you doing? How's the campaign going?
Oh, very funny, man. You know, I plan on putting on a show tonight.
We'll see about that. My team ready.
Well, you better be, because that's the only chance y'all got.
I'm gonna remember that. Prez, it's on.
The Pacers look to take charge. We're going to bring it to you here from Indianapolis, Indiana. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline. Pistons coming to town, hoping to notch this one here in this one-game road trip. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Thanks, Kevin. Since taking over, Pistons coach and team president Stan Van Gundy has quickly reshaped the roster. The wins have followed. He said, "We've come a long way. Now we've got a group of guys who fit together on the floor and are all high-character individuals. There's a much better feel." Kevin?
It's not just about raw talent, but how the pieces fit, DA. Thanks. Going to be the Pacers off the tip. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. And Detroit looking at who they've got. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Prez out there with Johnson. And it's Drummond in at the 5. Now here's Jefferson. Tries again. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Andre Drummond picks one up. Indiana shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. He doesn't get the second one. On defense, Indiana coming off that loss against the Nets.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanged off the rim. I mean, that's an easy way to get the home crowd in your grill.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up.
And if you're the defensive team, it just kills you to give up baskets like that.
Johnson kicks to Drummond. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Prez with the bucket.
Man, I like to see Prez get aggressive inside. Really determined to score when he gets that close to the rim. Well, he's an intriguing player, Thaddeus Young. I mean, you look at his frame and his game. I mean, he seems like he'd be a small forward, but he's played at the power forward position for years now, and I think that's in part due to the way the game is played now in the NBA with stretch fours and spacing the floor. Thaddeus Young fits into that kind of game quite well.
Now Teague, following the miss by Prez from deep. Teague dishes to Jefferson. Down low. And Young slams it home.
You know, when he gets that close, Young is going to finish with a dunk.
The Pistons have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Prez with the screen for Caldwell Pope. Lets it go with the 3. Cans it from downtown. Caldwell Pope's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Teague the pass to Jefferson. He dishes it to George. Goes up at the stripe. That doesn't go either for George. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's the screen. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Jefferson with some nice D.
You love the closeout on that possession.
Excellent defense, active, and he made it a very tough shot for him.
Hits it from three-point range.
You know, he's sneaky when he pulls the trigger from deep. So you've got to be mindful of that. You can't forget about this guy just because he's behind the arc.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Ellis dishes to Jefferson. Jefferson, a screen on Johnson. George. That doesn't go either for George. The Pistons trailing. Shoots the 3. That's good from Johnson on the assist from Prez. Johnson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. For Indiana, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Ellis outside. Teague sets a screen for Ellis. 6 on the shot clock. Feeds to Young. And it's denied.
Nice job by Prez positioning himself for these blocks. I mean, sending a message with how he puts those shots in reverse.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Detroit's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Prez has got his second bucket of the night.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Well, I think it's got to serve notice to the defense that it's going to take a much stronger effort than that to contain this guy today. They've got to bring more force.
Get over here, guys. Hustle up. Let's talk. George is making way too many plays out there, guys. He cannot touch the ball. You hear me? I want us to deny him the basketball. Work hard and stay on top of it. It starts right now, fellas. Let's go.
Here as well. Harris has checked in. For Detroit, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Now Caldwell Pope. What a tremendous game he played against Minnesota. Good on the triple. Caldwell Pope's got 6 points.
Good, solid screen there by Prez. A team player who does everything for his squad.
Turner with the screen. Turner with a screen on Harris. Turner passes to George. And George with the stop.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher.
Well, and that's exactly how the game is played in the paint inside, guys. I mean, if you can play over the top, I think you've got a big advantage.
Now here's Prez. Talking about that win against the Timberwolves, he was definitely a major factor as well. Pacers trail by 3. Outside Teague. George sets a screen for Teague. From beyond the arc. George missing again.
He's having a tough quarter scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
And the Pacers playing in one of the league's smallest markets. They've had some tough attendance numbers over the last 10 years.
And one of the best basketball facilities, I think, in all the NBA. And the city of Indianapolis actually stepped up in 2014. They promised over $160 million to help offset the team's losses over the following decade in exchange for the franchise extending its lease. Long term, hopefully the fan support enables them to stay where they belong in the heart of Indianapolis.
For Indiana, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game.
Come on, let's go. George is making way too many plays out there, guys. We just talked about this. He cannot touch the ball. You hear me? Deny him the rock and take him out of this game. Make them beat you as a team. We can live with that, all right? Let's go.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Allen's checked in for Young. C.J. Miles comes in for George. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Ellis. And Brooks subbed in for Jeff Teague. Turner with the screen. On the wing, Brooks. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Here we go, one-on-one. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense has given him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Different look here. Pistons leading by 6. And Detroit looking at who they've got. Prez in at the 4 spot. Johnson is out there with McCallum. And it's Marcus Morris. And it's Drummond in at the 5 spot. And McCallum kicks to Prez. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here. Detroit shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. Free throw good, Drummond. Teague, he's checked in for Indiana. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. The Pacers shooting the ball at 42%. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Prez in their last game against the Timberwolves was terrific. He scored 18 points, and in addition to his scoring, he also finished with a season high in rebounds. He put up great numbers in a terrific effort. It's not a game that anyone wanted to miss. And he'll be looking for a repeat performance tonight, Kevin.
Okay, Dave, thanks. Any chance we see him top that performance right here tonight?
You know, I can't imagine he'd be able to pull off that kind of an outing 2 games in a row. But, hey, that's what the truly great ones are capable of doing.
Boy, even if he came close to matching it, that would be really impressive. But I tell you, that's asking an awful lot of one guy.
Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Indiana. Ellis comes in for Rodney Stuckey.
Well, that's a really solid decision by Ellis to throw the ball over to the open teammate, showing off his unselfishness there.
Now here's Prez. He's got 6. Morris kicks to McCallum. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
The Pistons shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight. He misses the free throw.
Quite easy to see why Prez is seen as a special talent. Not only a spectacular player, he's got a high basketball IQ as well.
And he sinks the second. For the Detroit Pistons, they won their last contest, that game against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at him.
Morris, no good.
Boy, that's a surprising miss right there. He usually feasts on those wide open opportunities.
Teague against Johnson. Teague kicks to Jefferson. It's blocked. And that'll be Indiana as it goes out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Pistons. Here's Jefferson. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
Pacers trail by 6.
Monte Ellis, hard to believe he's got over a decade in the league already. Right out of high school back in the mid-2000s. This guy was an outstanding scorer, driver, and surprisingly good as a playmaker, too. If you let him get to his right hand, you're in a real trouble.
Jackson kicks to Prez. And a hard slam there from Prez to finish off the play.
And that's the athleticism that had him so highly touted coming into the league.
Teague with the ball. 11 points for him in that last game against Brooklyn.
And what I enjoyed when watching that game was the way he balanced getting his shot and also incorporating his teammates.
Here's Ellis. It's blocked. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Ellis always aggressive, looking to score. He's instant offense, guys.
Yeah, he's high-octane offense, one of the best in the league at getting into the middle of the defense and making good things happen for his team.
And, guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Pistons?
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
And he makes both free throws. Pacers trail by 8. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And stolen by Drummond. Jefferson's shot is off.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Morris a screen. Kicks to Drummond. To the middle. Here's Prez. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. Prez has got 11 points.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Bring it in. Take a seat. I love the energy, fellas. I really do. But now we got to keep it up and stay focused.
Tactic that they can use when they need it most, so we'll see if that's the case here.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Morris kicks to Drummond. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And now it's a 12-point Piston lead. The Pacers shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Screen by Young. Jefferson dishes to Teague. To stop the run, back to Jefferson. George with no one around. Hits it from three-point range. George has got his second basket.
But the confidence that George brings to his game is also confidence that impacts and injects his teammates. He's a high-octane scorer who's ready to go as soon as the game starts and whenever he gets the ball.
Pacers trail by 11. It's Ellis on the wing. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's George.
Oh, wow. My goodness.
And on. Great job, guys. Nice work. Take a seat now. Let's talk. I like what I see out there, fellas. We're playing like we wanted more than that.
Good look at the action. Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Miles Turner. Clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. It's Detroit up 9. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Dominant inside on defense in the first half. Are you looking to set a tone with all those block shots?
Yeah, man, we always want to come out strong on the defensive end and, you know, send a message to the other team. Tonight that happened to be with a bunch of blocks, but even when it isn't that obvious, we're always doing everything we can to make them work for their shots. It's definitely part of this team's identity.
No question, man. Appreciate your time. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
Keep it up, guys. We have some good momentum. Hey, this is what happens when we play our brand of basketball. They cannot stop us. Do not let up, gentlemen. Play with the same enthusiasm. Let's get this W.
Downtown Indianapolis glowing in the distance as we welcome you back to the action here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. The second half just about to get going here. We're seeing a tremendous game from Prez.
And how about his scoring in that first half? He just looked like a different player today, really on point.
Quite honestly, it's been a pleasant surprise for him. You know, he really hit on something that worked in those first 2 quarters, guys.
Monte and George filling out the perimeter. Jefferson is out there with Young, and it's Teague in at the point guard position. They're the group for Nate McMillan starting the second half. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, in the era of 3 and D and 4 out and 1 in, some say the post-up is a lost art. That makes Al Jefferson a throwback player. He said it happened right in front of my eyes. When I came into the league, it was still a big man's game. Everything changed around me. I've always been a back-to-the-basket post-move player. I just stuck to what I do best, guys.
Yeah, and I hope he never changes. Thanks, D.A. 9 feet out, and it's sent back by George. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Johnson.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
And the first one drops. He doesn't get the second one.
And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
And Paul George formerly wore the jersey number 24. A sports writer suggested he should go with the number 13, so his nickname could be PG-13. George liked the idea, so he did it.
Yeah, and the more superstitious among us might wonder if he brought himself some bad luck with that number, but it is an auspicious number for him. Of course, back in 2013, he won Most Improved Player and made his first All-Star appearance. But I think the story is true. The fact that PG, in an effort to brand himself a certain way, wanted to be viewed as agreeable to all viewing parties. You know, sometimes rest can do more harm than good. It certainly looks that way for them. They've been cold coming out and have yet to find the bottom of the net.
Here's the 3. Rebound, Andre Drummond. Drummond's got 4 rebounds in this game. Jackson kicks to Prez. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
Excellent game we've seen from Prez. He's got 16 points, and he's rejected more than his share of shots today.
An interior defense at its best, fellas. That's what we've seen out of him today.
Now here's Teague, and they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Ellis kicks to Jefferson, and he gets it to go.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Indiana shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
And and 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
And this year, they haven't quite been able to maintain the free throw percentage they had last season.
Jackson gets the bucket.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Pacers trail by 8. Outside Teague. It's Ellis on the wing. Fires the 3. They get the rebound. Here's Jefferson, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
Well, it definitely was a disappointing part of his game this year. Not the numbers he was hoping for from the stripe.
And the Pistons making a change here. Morris is checked in, and the call will be against Thaddeus Young. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
3 minutes gone now in the 3rd quarter. And stolen by Jeff Teague.
That was really a gift there. A nice steal, but probably a pass that shouldn't have been made in the first place.
But they recover it. Shot's good by Jefferson.
The defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Here's Drummond, and Detroit again with the bucket. Pacers trail by 7. Teague drives in, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, I love how Teague was able to shield off the defender and still go up and finish for a chance at the three-point play.
And with the emergence of Dennis Schroeder as a viable starting point guard in Atlanta, the stage was set for Jeff Teague to be traded elsewhere.
Yeah, and Teague is a player who rightfully drew a lot of interest around the league. An athletic slasher and dangerous pick-and-roll operator. You knew he'd land on his feet.
Rez passes to Drummond. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Drummond having a terrific game. He's got 10 points. He's come up with a couple of nice steals today, too.
Clark, just a very energetic brand of defense.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Poke loose. It's stolen by Jefferson. The 17-footer hits the front of the rim and out. On the wing, Johnson. Teague covering. Jackson dishes to Prez. Detroit, no good that time either.
Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Young's shot is off. Pistons leading by 5. Jackson kicks to Morris. To the wing right side. Prez passes to Drummond. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Shot clock at 5. Unloads from 13. Rejected by Young.
Thaddeus Young using that expansive wingspan to put that shot in reverse.
Such a wide open look. 9 points for Paul George.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Jackson dishes to Prez. Pass to Johnson. And there's the feed to Drummond. Another shot. And Jefferson sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jefferson. Some changes for Indiana. C.J. Miles comes in for Young. Pacers trail by 9. On the court for the Pistons. On the wings, Caldwell, Pope, and Harris. Prez out there with John Lewis. And it's Smith in at the point guard.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound. Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Detroit leading by 9. Prez kicks to Lewis. That one, no good. Good work defensively by Turner. Dishes it to Ellis, the 10-footer. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Ellis has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Indiana. Smith the pass to Prez. Back to Smith. Caldwell Pope on the wing. With the fadeaway. Yes, it is, or that is a bucket. Number 5 on a 5-for-11 night. Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Smith against Brooks. Ellis left side. 11 feet away. Count that bucket.
Just a really nice touch that time from Ellis. I mean, when he's in rhythm now, he's going to make that shot all game long.
Now here's Prez. Lure dishes to Prez. Good defensive work there by Young. Pacers trail by 7. In the corner, Miles with it. Nailed from three-point land.
Defender there in the neighborhood, but not quite close enough. Good shot.
The Pistons have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Back to Smith. Harris outside. Smith on the wing. He feeds it to Prez. Inside. And finished off by Lure.
And terrific passing by Prez. So skilled at moving the ball around the floor.
Screen by Ellis. Brooks kicks to Ellis. Pass to Young. Some solid defense from Prez. Pistons leading by 6. Harris outside. To the inside. Here's Prez. And off the left side of the rim. And it swirls in for him.
And Prez is the last guy you want to let get hot if you are the defense. When he's scoring like this, the D is in trouble.
Now here's Brooks. Takes a 3. They get it again. Here's Turner. And that's good. A nice job on the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Some good numbers there for Harris. He has 11 points. He's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him. And maybe he's starting to find his form at the line. He certainly had his share of chances.
And so he hits both.
Well, he's been having a tough game from the line, but that's more what we're used to seeing from him.
Brooks the pass to Ellis. Screen by Young. Brooks kicks to Young. And Young slams it home.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could.
We've seen those kinds of plays get them going in the past.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Miles dishes to Brooks. Screen by Young. And Brooks. Here we go. Detroit with the rebound. Prez has got 9 rebounds now tonight. Harris passes to Smith. The dish to Caldwell Pope. To the middle. 6 to shoot. Smith kicks to Prez. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. 3-pointer. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
And some changes here for the Pacers. George is checked in for C.J. Miles. And it's Teague in for Brooks. Then for the Pistons, Andre Drummond's checked in for John Lure. And it's Jackson in for Smith.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Now here's Jackson. Caldwell Pope kicks to Prez. No block shot. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Boy, really love the poise that Prez plays with, earning these calls because of how physical he is against the defense.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
Guys, they've done a nice job of drawing countless fouls in this game, and as a result, they've gotten a ton of points at the line.
And how about their post play? I mean, they're getting good offensive execution on the low block.
Johnson, he's checked in for Tobias Harris. Inside, off his leg, and they're saying he kicked the ball. Jefferson's checked in for Miles Turner. Screen by Jefferson. Prez brings the double team. Jefferson's shot is off.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Now here's Prez. On here we go. Ellis has got the fast break chance. Here's Teague. The pass to Young. Count it. Good. Young's got 7 points for the quarter.
Boy, Thaddeus Young stepping up in a big way at a critical time. Well done.
And the foul on Al Jefferson. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
That's his 4th foul. I'm sure he recognizes the situation because number 5 would put him in a rough, tough spot.
Here's Drummond. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
Pacers trail by 5. Outside Teague. Passes it to George. Back to Teague. Stolen by Jackson. Pass break Detroit. Jackson's got the ball. Pistons passing it around. Tipped away. And Jefferson sends it back. And the call will be against Prez. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's George. To the inside. Teague. It's blocked. Johnson in the corner. This for 3. Here's Drummond. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on Al Jefferson. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. So both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
Free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
Outside, George, screened by Young. George dishes to Teague. Stolen by Jackson. 1:24 left to play in the final quarter. He kicks it to Drummond. Down low. Prez. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
That's really tremendous work inside from Prez. Just taking it to the defense and easily earning the call.
He hits the first one, and that stretches their lead to 8. Second one is good. Hitting both at the line, and it's a 9-point ball game. Indiana, they're working against the clock right now. 1:09 left to play here in the 4th. George passes to Jefferson. That ball's nice speed that time from George. That's 12 points for Al Jefferson.
And you know what? When Paul George sees an open teammate, he doesn't hesitate. I mean, he quickly gets the ball out of his hands. It doesn't stick with him. He has really shot the ball extremely well, as you'd expect. Like we say, he's been making sweet string music all day long.
Now here's Jackson. Thaddeus Young missing his last shot. Caldwell Pope outside. Prez with the screen for Caldwell Pope. Fires from the line. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. And it's an 11-point Piston lead.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
Clear case here, partner, of saving their best for last. Quite a run. Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Jefferson. It's good on the putback.
I tell you what, he was on a mission on that possession. Did not stop working until he got it up and in.
To the paint. Here's Prez. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And the Pistons lead by 9.
Really good.
Way to work, gentlemen. Let's go now. Hustle up. Listen up. We have these guys back on their heels. Get open, get open.
And Miles kicks to Young. Allen dishes to Miles. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And so the Pistons take the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
There he is.
Yo, Prez. Ernie and the guys in the studio want to talk to you.
All right, let's get it.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Prez.
Hey, what's good, man? It's Kenny. Congrats on a great game. I mean, rebounding and scoring was at a premium. Now, what fuels your energy to play like this down low?
Well, I'm fueled by greatness, plain and simple. I know that to be the best scorer isn't enough. I need to be the best rebounder, too. Look, man, I have a whole list of things I need to be the best at, and that's what keeps me going. That is my fuel.
Does anybody have some ketchup for this hot dog?
Come on, Kenny.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. It's a long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
yes. I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.